Okay, get this. What if you could just spray on a perfect mirror-like gold finish? Today, we're going to break down a disruptive technology that's doing exactly that, and it's completely changing the game for design and architecture in India. So let's get right to the heart of the problem. For decades, getting that super luxurious, shiny gold finish on stainless steel has been a massive headache for designers and fabricators. You were basically stuck choosing between two very complicated and honestly pretty flawed options. First up, let's talk about the desire for gold. You see, in India, gold is so much more than just jewelry. It's a huge symbol of luxury and status in architecture. We're talking everything from these grand, imposing gates to intricate railings. The demand for this specific look is just absolutely massive. Now, to meet that demand, you traditionally had two choices. On one hand, you've got electroplating. The problem? It often uses some really nasty, toxic chemicals, and frankly, it just doesn't last that long. On the other hand, there's PVD. This stuff is incredible. It creates a coating that's almost as hard as diamond. But here's the catch. It requires this enormous, wildly expensive vacuum chamber. And I mean, think about it. You can't exactly stuff an entire staircase that's already installed, or a giant temple gate into a machine, right? This logistical nightmare was the industry's single biggest roadblock. So, you've got this huge problem, this massive gap in the market, which of course means it was time for a new solution. What if you could get that premium high-end look of PVD, but with the dead simple flexibility of a spray gun? And that is the revolutionary idea, the question that changes everything. Take the factory completely out of the equation. This is where a product called Farbe SS Golden Gloss steps in, promising that incredible spray PVD look without any of the heavy-duty, expensive machinery. And we're not just talking about your standard yellow gold either. This new solution gives designers a whole palette to play with. You've got the classic 24-karat sunlight gold, but also modern rose gold, champagne, copper, bronze, and even a really slick black finish. It just opens up a whole new world of creative possibilities. Okay, so let's get into the science of shine. How in the world does this spray-on PVD actually work? Is it just some kind of fancy spray paint? Well, not even close. The real secret is all in some very, very clever chemistry. First things first, spray PVD, that's a brilliant marketing name, right? But technically what we're really talking about is a 2K lacquer system. Now, 2K just means it has two components. You've got a resin, which has all the gold pigment in it, and then you have a hardener. When you mix them together, a chemical reaction kicks off that creates this incredibly tough, durable film. No giant vacuum chamber needed. And here's where it gets really, really important. The secret to making this stuff durable is all about precision. This is not like regular paint you can just eyeball. The chemical reaction only works the right way if you have a strict 4-to-1 mixing ratio. 4 parts lacquer, 1 part hardener. Getting this ratio perfect is absolutely critical for the coating to cure properly and get that strength everyone's looking for. So, this brings us to the application itself, which, honestly, is as much an art as it is a science. You can see the 4 steps here, but I want you to look closely at step 1. That's the real secret. 90% of the final look comes from preparing the steel surface, buffing it until it's a perfect mirror. You see, the coating is actually transparent. It only colors the shine that's already there. It's a massive testament to the skill of the applicator, not just the product in the can. So, how does this new kid on the block really stack up against the old guard? Well, it's time for a clash of technologies. All right, this chart right here, this tells the whole story. Now, sure, look at hardness. True PVD is, yeah, it's like diamond hard, no question. But, and this is the big but, look at location and repairability. Those are the game changers. The spray can be applied anywhere, right on site. And if it gets a scratch, it's a simple, easy local touch-up. With PVD, if you get a deep scratch, you have to ship the entire thing all the way back to the factory to get it completely redone. And this quote just nails it. What you're doing is making a strategic trade-off. You're giving up that extreme industrial-grade hardness of PVD, but what you get in return is something way more valuable for most people. Incredible, unparalleled freedom. The freedom to put a premium gold finish on anything, anywhere, at any time. And all this logistical freedom we're talking about, it has massive real-world consequences. It's about blowing the doors open and making luxury for everyone by completely changing who can offer this kind of premium service. It's a total disruption of the old way of doing things. Let's just talk money for a second, because this is huge. You see that big bar? That's what it can cost to send a job out to a PVD factory, anywhere from 250 to over 1,200 rupees a square foot. Now look at the other bar. By bringing this process in-house, a small fabricator's cost is basically just the liquid in the can, which is way, way lower. That difference, that goes straight into the fabricator's pocket as profit. And it's not just about money, it's about time. This completely flips the script on workflow. What used to involve shipping a huge piece to a factory and then waiting for days, maybe weeks to get it back, now takes just a few hours in your own workshop. That speed, that independence, it's an absolute game changer for small businesses. And you know how this whole revolution is spreading? Through social media. Instead of running typical ads, the company and its users are posting these amazing viral transformation videos. And to fight that idea that it's just cheap paint, they show these dramatic hammer and scratch tests to prove how tough it is. They're not just selling a product, they're teaching a new skill, marketing this as a high-tech engineered coating. So, as we start to wrap this up, it really makes you ask the question, what is the real gold here? Is it the material? Is it the process? Or is it something else entirely? And here's the big takeaway from all of this. The best solution is not always the one with the most extreme technical specs. Sure, PVD is harder, it's stronger, but this spray-on system is a smarter solution for a massive part of the market because it perfectly balances looks, cost, and most importantly, the practical reality of logistics. And that's the thought I want to leave you with. This one product totally changed how accessible a luxury finishes is in Indian architecture. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other huge, complex, factory-based industry is just sitting there waiting for its own spray-on revolution to come along and change everything?